All right, welcome back to the deep dive. So you sent us this script excerpt called robotictrust.pdf.
Yeah,
And let me just say, it's it's pretty unique.
that's one word for it. Definitely not your standard narrative.
Right. So our mission today is basically to unpack what's going on in this specific text, follow the characters, the events, and just try to figure out what kind of world or maybe what ideas the author's playing with here.
Exactly. We'll just stick to what's on the page, look at the dialogue, the actions described, and see, what threads or maybe just what questions pop up from this, well, kind of chaotic structure.
Okay, let's dive in then. It kicks off at Dr. Wiljan's laboratories. We've got Mr. Jones getting a task from Mrs. Johnson, something about a spoopy AI murder cube.
Right, which already tells you something about the tone, maybe.
Yeah, spoopy. Anyway, Jones needs to check the code in E33OR's room.
And right away it gets weird.
Yeah.
The script describes this strange female robot standing weird, but then there's text floating over her head saying, "I'm not a robot."
Huh. Okay, so visual.robot text. Not a robot. That's a statement.
A very direct contradiction right from the start. It says a certain tone for identity in this piece.
Totally. And when Mr. Jones actually talks to her, calls her a female baby, which is also weird. She just, bam, throws a bat at his face.
Yes, super extreme reaction. And it seems directly tied to that identity thing.
Right.
The script has her yelling, "I'm a human, I'm a human, I'm a human."
She cuts off.
Seems like it. And when Jones asks about the mess in the room, she just straight up confesses she killed someone, a human,
Okay, why?
for calling her a robot. And get this, she did it using robot spark hands.
Wait, hold on. She's human, kills a human because they called her a robot, but uses robot powers.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. Or, like, a very specific kind of sense for this world, maybe.
It definitely suggests identity isn't playing by normal rules here. Like, her denial is violent, but the violence itself uses the very thing she's denying. It's this core paradox she embodies right away.
And before you can even wrap your head around that, the script just says she turns into a monster demon.
Yeah, just like that. Poof, monster demon.
And Mr. Jones, what does he do? He just decides, okay, time to take her to Alex, like it's Tuesday.
Right. No big reaction, just, okay, next step, and boom, transition. We're suddenly at Daisy's diner.
Feels like Whiplash, a normal diner after all that.
Well, normal setting, but the characters inside aren't exactly run-of-the-mill. There's an angsty teenage purple-haired robot, a pop star, Miku, with blue hair, and some guy in a suit, Kanjin, red hair.
Okay, quite the crowd. Then Alex shows up.
Right, with E33OR, who is now a cube.
A cube, from monster demon to cube. Okay.
Yeah, and Alex gives E33OR this kill potion, tells her to drink it inside.
A kill potion, not poison, but a kill potion. What even is that? It seems to come out of nowhere.
It's another one of those unexplained, just sort of their elements, and the instruction is specific, drink it inside. But what's maybe even stranger is what happens with Miku.
The pop star, what does she do?
She just touches the potion, doesn't drink it, just touches it, and immediately gets, like, infected. Her hands get sticky, face goes blind, legs get thin.
Whoa, that's quite the reaction to just touching it.
But then she yells, "Fooled by this acting, haha."
She wasn't really hurt. Or the transformation was planned. Or she's acting about being fooled. This is confusing.
It adds this layer of performance or maybe manipulation to the chaos. Was she expecting it? Did she want it? Who knows?
Okay, before we can figure that out, bam, more characters.
Suddenly, the Japan robot twins, Mamie and Asuka, just appear. Script says they speak Japanese.
And they say,
Well, Mamie has this very memorable line, "The power of darkness appear through my thighs."
through her thighs. Wow, okay. And Asuka.
Asuka says, "Go for it, big bro." Not clear who big bro is, though.
This is just event after event, character after character. We've gone from robot denial, bat throwing, spark hands, monster demon, cube kill potion, weird transformations, acting.
Oh.
Now battle-ready robot twins with thigh power.
It's definitely a defining feature, this rapid-fire introduction of the bizarre. And right as they appear, the diner gets destroyed, burned down.
Of course it does. And Kanjin, the suit guy.
Asuka transforms him into a red-haired robot, just adds another sudden identity shift into the mix.
So now the twins turn to E33OR, who's still a cube, right?
Still a cube. They greet her, say they're a fan of your work, which is interesting, what work?
Good question.
And then they immediately invite her to join them in a battle.
And E33OR, the cube says,
Just a, like, total confusion, and that's where the excerpt cuts off.
wow. Okay, so pulling back a bit,
Hmm.
what does this wild ride tell us about the kind of story this is? It's clearly not going for realism.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It feels like it's all about maybe spectacle Rapid changes, identity being superfluid and maybe performed, violence tied to these strange specific rules and these big dramatic entrances and exits.
Yeah, the logic is definitely internal to this specific text. It's not trying to be like our reality.
Yeah, exactly. The point seems to be the constant flux, the bizarre imagery, maybe exploring ideas about identity and conflict in this really heightened, almost surreal way, rather than, deep psychological realism.
So that leaves a big question for you, thinking about this script you shared. Given everything we just saw, the fleazy motivations, the instant transformations, and especially that final invitation to battle, what could possibly be the point of it all in this story? What kind of conflict or goal is driving this narrative, if any? And maybe more pressingly, what kind of battle follows that setup?